Mercy, luxurious, Heat Nation, yeah, Mercy and Lago, down to Biscayne,
Yikes. 5 on the floor, ride for my dogs. Where here's the thing, you can check the score. Hustle hard, couple scars, wearing bubble frogs.
down to Biscayne.
Kept the floor playing, got it all banned. Y'all seen the block, stop with one hand. And Pat we trust, Inspire have the guts. We're here to bring the heat, y'all can hang it up.
Welcome to 5 on the Floor, a daily insider show on the Miami Heat and the NBA, featuring Ethan Skolnick, Greg Sylvander, Alex Toledo, Brady Hawk, and others from the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Also, make sure to subscribe to Off the Floor for the most heat anywhere.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to 5 on the Floor on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel and the 5 on the Floor podcast feeds. We're joined today by Michael McCullough, Heat Vice President. He's been with us many times on the show before. We didn't know if we'd have an opportunity to talk to him about this, but the Heat did rally and make the playoffs out of the play-in, and so there will be home playoff games this year. So we're going to talk to Michael about that and what the plans are for Games 3, Games 4. Obviously, those will happen. Those will be in Miami on Saturday and then on Monday, and then a possible Game 6 if the series goes that long. Michael, thanks for joining. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ethan. It's always great to be here, and always great to be talking about Heat White Hot playoffs.
Yeah, well, so good to be talking about the playoffs in general. So we'll get to White Hot in a second and why it's White Hot this year. But just for you personally, for people who don't understand this, like, as everybody's waiting to see if the Heat are going to make the playoffs, you're kind of on hold too, right? So when did you start to plan what you were going to do for the playoffs in the event that the Heat pulled the 2 upsets in the play-in and made them?
Well, we've actually been planning for quite some time. So, the benefit of being in a franchise like this is that we're always in the hunt, right? So we kind of start planning for the playoffs right after you turn the calendar. We kind of know where we want to go. And then it becomes time to start to kind of create all the graphics and come up with a theme and what that's going to look like and everything like that. And then once we start to get closer, like, late March and all that sort of stuff, you really start to put together your marketing plans, and you start to work on a new player introduction video sequence and all that sort of stuff. So by the time you actually get into the play-in, all we're waiting to see is like, okay, what happens? Do we get in? Do we not get in? If we get in, we push go, and off we go.
And if you don't, then you worked for nothing, but maybe for next year. All right, so let's get into the White Hot element of this. You guys have gone with, I guess, 3 different color schemes over the years. Is that right? In the playoffs?
That's correct. Yeah. Look, and we started back. I love this sequencing because it just kind of shows us how these things really become organic. Because we started with Back in Black in Dwayne Wade's rookie year, and it was kind of by happenstance that started. Like, we didn't really plan on that. We were actually giving away T-shirts to fans, wearing jerseys to games late in that season. And they were black T-shirts, and we kind of liked what that looked like. And we didn't know like we had something, and we said, you know what, for the playoffs, let's actually do that. Let's give everybody a black T-shirt, and we did that. And it's one of the best moments of my career. I'll never forget when the team ran out of the tunnel for that first game in the 2004 playoffs, and they saw the entire arena was all decked out in black, and all the players kind of stopped and they kind of looked around. Like, I could see this happening in real time, and they're like, "Wow, this looks really cool." And they all commented on it after that win. And so we knew, like, okay, we got something here. So that first year was Back in Black. The next year we got Shaquille O'Neal. We went to the red zone. And we got all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, that was the year that Dwayne Wade got hurt. Couldn't quite get over the hump. The next season we went to White Hot. And obviously we know what happened there. 2006, first championship. Actually, next year is the 20th anniversary of that first championship. But ever since we went White Hot, we've been laser focused on that because of that success that we've had with the championship years, all of it, all in White Hot. But the thing about White Hot that I love the most is how our fans really embrace it and they own it, And so, fans are already buying their White Hot outfits. They come to the game dressed in white hot. Like, they understand the assignment, and nobody does this in the NBA better than Heat Nation. Like, nobody.
So White Hot, as you mentioned, was the championship years. And is there ever going to be a time that you guys go back to red or black, or you're going to stay with White Hot because of the success that you guys have had in it?
Well, when we were in the bubble in the pandemic, we went with black. We were united in black. That had meaning at the time. It made sense. But when we came out of the pandemic and we got back in and we're playing games in our arena, we went right back to white hot, which is like, that's our ethos, right? That's in our blood. That's our calling card. And it's funny, like, we have this great relationship with Callaway Golf, like, telling you how the sausage is made. Like, Callaway Golf owns the trademark for the phrase white hot for their golf clubs. And so we've been working with Callaway Golf since 2006 to enable us to use the phrase white hot. And they've been fantastic to work with. Because they get it, like, they see the success, they're like, absolutely, we'll work with you guys. So that's our calling card. And like I said, I'm in my office, I'm looking at the Ray Allen shot. I look at it every day. It's on the big mural right outside my office. I see these white hot fans, and I look at the picture, and everybody's got white on, like, literally everybody, but only one person is wearing the shirt that we actually gave away that day. And That's what I mean when I say Heat Nation comes, like, they understand the assignment. They walk into the building and they're ready for the white hot action.
So you also mentioned new intro video, right, for the playoffs. You guys will, I guess, unveil that on the day of. Is there anything else planned that we should know about?
Yeah, well, this intro video is new. It's not just the video; it's the whole sequence. Like, we're messing with the whole sequence and really trying to inject a lot of energy early into the building. So, like, the whole sequence is going to change. So if you're used to seeing what we've been doing, everything will be different. So that's number one. Number two, we have, before we actually get to our games, we have a road rally tomorrow night at Ball and Chain in Cayocho. So if you like watching Heat games with the crowd on the road, because I don't, that's where you should be. You should be at Cayocho at Ball and Chain. That's too nerve-wracking for me. I can't do that for road games. Home games is great because I can see everything. I can see what's happening. But for road games, I can't do the crowd. So that's one of my own superstitions. So I invite everybody to be at Ball and Chain. I will not be there.
Well, and if the weather's nice too, Ball and Chain has that outdoor area also. So that should be good.
A great place to go watch the game. So I hope it's super packed and it's crowded. Like I said, I'll be on my couch.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm like that too when I watch games. I don't want too many people around me. So White Hot this year, again, you guys won the championships with this, so this will be all unveiled. And again, start time, just for people who don't know, Saturday 1:00.
Yeah.
So it's an early one, but really shouldn't have the Miami traffic to blame for being late.
Boom! There you go. That look, it's a real thing, right? We all know it's a real thing. Like, when you're surrounded by water on three sides, and you only got one way to get down here. Our traffic isn't the best, but it is Saturday 1 p.m. You shouldn't have that kind of difficulty getting to the building. So, encouraging everybody, get here early, be in your seats, come dressed with your white hot gear on. If you don't have it, you're going to walk right past the team store on your way in. But we really want to have that building alive when the ball goes up in the air. Our guys are going to be ready. I know our fans will be ready too. So we're super excited. 6th straight year of hosting playoff games. Like, that's who we are. Like, we want to compete. We want to have these games, because you got to play the games because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, that's where you need to be as a franchise.
All right, so check it out, White Hot on Saturday and Monday. Of course, you can go to heat.com for all this information as well. Michael, appreciate you joining. I'll try to get down to my seat by 12:30 at the very least.
Appreciate it, Ethan. We'll see you there.
I'll leave Friday night. Michael, have a good one. Thank you very much, sir.
Take care, Ethan. Thank you.